Hey there, Mrs. V and I are out for a ride this afternoon. We're heading out to see some friends of ours that got married yesterday, and the plan was to go on the Guzzy. But when I checked the rear tyre, she was lallard car, put the mau mau. So then I thought, oh, that's okay, we'll take the FJR. So I had a look at the rear tyre on that, and that was also kaput the mau mau. So we're having one last ride on the BMW before it goes up for sale. Say hello to our friends, Trisha.
Hi everybody.
We got the intercom working, so whether her voice will come through, I don't know. So we're taking the Scenic route out to our friend's place out on the coast. Oh, it was stunning, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely stunning. And then back to a restaurant vineyard place for the wedding breakfast or whatever you call it. Reception, that's the one. Yeah, but they call it a wedding breakfast, don't they? Because that's the first meal for the married couple. Ah, see? I'm not just a pretty face. So we even got up and danced, eh, love? Yeah, you can't go to a wedding without getting up and boogieing a little bit. Are we flashing? What, are we flashing? You had to go there, didn't you, darling? Well, we're looking into the Clevedon Valley here. It's a nice, purdy sight, isn't it? Because out that way, there's the Manukau Harbour and the Tasman Sea. Out that way, is the Waitemata Harbour and the Pacific Ocean. And the people in the cars are wondering, what the hell is he doing? Pointing here and there. Well, here we're coming down into Kawakawa Bay. Kawakawa is a type of native tree of New Zealand. Does it now? Well, there you go. You see, the things you didn't know, you didn't know. Yep. People go out there, catch little shellfish called pippies. Do they eat cockles here as well? No, it's been hammered over the years. And look at this beautiful boat somebody's working on. I just love that. Now, we came out here yesterday in a bus. We met at the Vineyard restaurant place, and then they ferried us out in a bus to across the river from our friend's bit of land, and then they used some four-wheel drives to ferry us across the river and up onto their spot of land where the ceremony was held. It was bigger than Ben-Hur, the whole arrangements. What a happy man he was last night, eh? Oh yeah, 11 kilometres away, and we go up and over one of my favourite riding roads, a very challenging and demanding road actually. Catches a few people out, corners that turn in on themselves. Great to have this opportunity to have a final ride on the Beemer, apart from just around the block. And it's interesting, after having close to 5,000 kilometres on the FJR over the last 3 weeks, to climb back on this and be able to compare the two. And while I love this bike, she's certainly completely different to the FJR, a whole lot less power, and I'm finding it's not as comfortable. Already the seat is starting to tell. Yeah, the old man's armchair is what this was. Well, she's been taken over by the FJR for sure. Another one of these corners that turn right into themselves and catch people out. If this is an armchair, the FJR is a lazy boy. Flashing. Well, we're nearly at our destination. It's not just the South Island that has one-lane bridges. Right, well, we've got to find somewhere to leave the bike. Do you want to hop off, Sally? So from there, we've got to go over there and chase the ducks away and up onto that point there where I'll be able to go down to the fence and check on the bike. So it should be all good. Well, they're coming over on the Land Rover. I'm going to try and wade across without slipping over. How hard can it be after all? So far so good. We're halfway there. So this is a bike ride with a difference. I said to Trish last night, I could try taking the Guzzy across there. And then when I actually saw it, I thought, nah, not the Guzzy, not the Beemer, not the FJR. And I said to her, perhaps I'd do it on my next bike. She said, what do you mean? You know, an adventure bike. One of those things. Ride the high country down the South Island. She just wasn't impressed with my idea. What's wrong with that girl? Now we get to see how an expert does the river crossing. He's done that a few times. Lovely. Quite regal standing up there. Mrs. V's off to the toilet. They've got a couple of flash portaloos in for the wedding yesterday and for the gathering today, and that's where we came from. The bike's sitting down there and looking out Waiheke Island and everything. Coromandel in the far distance, all the beautiful Pahudakawa trees, and this is their lovely spot. Just gorgeous. Look at that beautiful tree. Yeah.
It goes up way up.
Right back there.
Beautiful one there sprawling over. Look at that one there, arching over the driveway. See? That's a real Pahudakawa. It's like a big crane across the sea, isn't it?
And they help to keep the coastal cliffs in place. Oh, I love the light at this time of day. This camera won't pick it up, but Coromandel Range is over there. Straight over to Punui Island, Waiheke Island, and the gorgeous Mrs. V right there. They're over these kids, don't they?
See ya!
See ya!
Having fun!
Bye!
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Didn't know you were going to be a bus driver today, did you?
Not exactly trying, but
The debonair in his element.
you haven't had that on.
I have. Am I flashing?
Yep.
Well, we've just had a lovely afternoon at our friend's little fine food, fine company, and now the fine old clouds are starting to come on in, so it's time for us to head home. Back at Kawakawa Bay. It's been a lovely afternoon with our last ride on the Beemer. You comfy back there, Mrs. V? Not as dramatic though. So anyway people, thanks for watching. See ya.